Moving on to Barbie.
Yep.
Yeah. S- I don't. At the beginning of the movie, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel because I was going into it, I was expecting to love it, but then it started, and I was like, wait a minute, am I gonna not like this? Because at first it felt like it was just a little too on the nose at first, but after
Hmm.
a while, I realized that was the point and just accepted the kind of like extremely cheesy parts. But then it pays off almost immediately when like the day begins again and things start to change. But yeah, the movie manages to kind of like be a love letter to Barbie and get across the purpose of Barbies as a toy to empower girls, while also discussing, as much as things have changed, they still aren't where they should be when it comes to gender
Right.
equality, and kind of get into some very existential stories about just being a person in general. Because Ken
Yeah.
Ken is also a very important character in this, and Ken
Hmm.
also goes through kind of like a midlife crisis.
Sis.
As like both Barbie and Ken both go through some stuff of just a kind of like a crisis of consciousness of
Yeah.
person,
Of
um,
personhood.
that happens in this film. But yeah, what are your takes on this film as a much bigger Barbie person than I am?
So I wouldn't call myself a Barbie person exactly, but I do. I did very. I loved the movie. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I think I connected on it with like a different level than most because the themes of like girlhood and what that means. Despite me not being a girl, I was at some point, and it really made me come to terms with like the fact that that was a point in my life, and that doesn't make me any less than, and also like the themes on feminism and how misogyny hurts both men and women, like that was really important to me. I kind of went into it with the same feelings as you did with the whole on the nose. I was like, I went to go see it with my girlfriend, and I was like, I hope they don't do the thing where Barbie goes to the, because I had seen some of the trailers, but I didn't really pay them any mind. It's like, I hope they don't do the thing where Barbie goes to the real world. That'd be boring. She's like, that's literally the plot. And I'm like, oh. So I kind of, my expectations had lowered, but they, like you said, they hit it on the nose and they nailed it in such a good way. And I really liked Barbie. It was a good movie. I'd go see it again, which is not something I say often.
Yeah, there are a couple friends of mine who want to go see it, so I'll probably go see it again with them. Yeah, it was a good movie.
Very good movie.
And you're right, it does touch on like you said how uh what was the exact word you used? Um,
Girlhood.
no, about how
Oh,
misogyny affects both
yeah.
women and men, and how it's just negative for everyone. It doesn't help
Yeah,
anyone. It's just
it
not.
doesn't.
It just sucks. And yeah, like low key, like yeah, it's a Barbie movie, but I'm not gonna lie. Ken stole the show from me.
Yeah, yeah, no, real.
Ken stole this movie for me. Ryan Gosling is so good as Ken in this.
He did great.
I've
All
been
the
unironic,
press. Mhm.
unironically enjoying hit I'm Just Ken and Push and listen to those songs all week. And I'm just sitting in my house walking around singing Push all weekend. That song is like, see, the problem is, there's going to be a lot of actual misogynists that are going to make that their anthem.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
low key,
As
that
a,
that makes it funnier and it proves a point.
it's funny actually because all the actual misogynists are like, "This movie is terrible because X, Y, Z," and it's like, "Oh, you're exactly who the movie's talking about, bestie." Also, Mattel is selling official "I Am Knuff" hoodies, and I want one so
Be real with you.
bad.
Be real with you. I was gonna try to keep it a secret. I pre-ordered it because uh,
Ah, you're so real.
that
You're
joint
so real.
that joint is coming sometime in September, and I'm excited. I'm
I
be
want one of those, but then I wish Mattel would sell like the tracksuit he was wearing at the beginning, the like silver and gold one. I want one of those.
yeah.
Goes hard.
I might get a Kennergy shirt too.
Right. I'm in it to win it.
I'm about to make being Ken my whole personality because that's Ryan Gosling is great.
Knock the roll out of the park. Also, the press tours with him and Margot Robbie were just absolutely
Yeah.
like the funniest thing because it's like, oh yes, this they picked the perfect man to play Ken. I'll say that.
Have you seen his like I think it's like a GQ video where they do like what you can't like live without or something like that, and he's
Hmm.
he's doing it but like as Ken, and it is
Yep.
really funny. Yeah. He, he was born to play the character.
Yeah, yeah. This is what method acting should be.
Yes, this is what method acting should be. It's a good movie. I don't really have much more to say than you have.
Yeah, me neither.
It was just great. But after the success of Barbie, Mattel wants to start a cinematic universe with live action films based on off of their various toys, games, and other IP. And
I saw that.
this list includes Uno, Barney,
Mm,
which I didn't know
mm.
they owned Barney,
Yeah,
Wishbone,
me neither.
Matchbox, Hot Wheels, Magic 8 Ball, Polly Pocket, Viewmaster, American
Mm.
Girl, Major Matt Mason, which I don't know what the hell that is.
Right?
Thomas the Tank Engine, another thing I didn't know they owned. Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and Masters of the
Hmm.
Universe. Now, with that said, making more movies based off their toys is fine. They just don't need to be connected.
Right.
Not everything needs to be an interconnected universe. And also, I think that some of these, I'm like, I don't know what you're gonna do with that. But some of them, I'm
Yeah.
like, I can imagine if you like. I feel like with this, they can't just start hiring people to just make scripts for this. I think you have to wait for the right script. You have to wait for someone to be
Hmm.
real clever with it, like
Hmm. Hmm.
like the people who wrote Barbie did, because I feel like a lot of these could be really interesting if you get the right writers.
Right, like I could absolutely see a Magic 8 Ball movie if it was like a horror movie, but like one that doesn't take itself too
Yeah,
seriously.
and the one of all of them that I'm just like, well, this one is a no-brainer. Of course, you should make another Masters of the Universe movie. I
Right.
love Masters of the Universe. Give me some He-Man. I need some He-Man in my life, but only if they can manage to get She-Ra in it. Because I did some research, and Mattel still owns the toy rights to She-Ra, but
Hmm.
the TV and film rights were sold to DreamWorks.
Because the reboot on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So hopefully they can come to some sort of deal in the future to have these characters cross over again, whether that's in a cartoon or live action. Like if they make another season of Master of the Universe Revelations, they set up Hordak as like a future villain, which is a She-Ra villain. So I
Hmm.
assume that they did that, assuming like maybe we might make another one, but if we do, we want to bring She-Ra into it because Masters of the Universe is meant to be a sequel to the original cartoon,
Right.
which She-Ra was a big part of. She was a big part of that universe. So I want to see her, the original version of the character, come back. Um, and some people were saying that an Uno movie could be like Yu-Gi-Oh, which is funny.
That would be very funny.
And that has been done before on like YouTube, but it's not something that I could see being entertaining for like a feature length for like 40 minutes plus,
Yeah. Maybe like
like
a
a short
short
film.
or
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
like they could make a like Maytel could like fund like a really funny short, but a whole movie, I don't know. Rock'em Sock'em Robots though, I think that could
Oh
also be
yeah.
cool.
Rocky-esque.
Have you ever seen Real Steel?
I've not, but I think I've heard of
Yes,
it.
it's a movie starring Hugh Jackman about
Hmm.
boxing robots that are built and controlled by humans, and that's
Ooh.
what I imagine Rock'em Sock'em Robots to be like.
Hmm.
Whereas like you have like this boxing organization that's made of just robots and people control the robots. I think that could be really fun. Real Steel's a good movie.
That would be fun. That would be fun. And Polly Pocket I can also see, but I don't know. It would probably take a lot to pull that one
I
off.
feel like with Barney, you got to do like a Christopher Robin type deal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Also,
And
can we get a
Thomas
better?
could be
Oh,
good
go
too.
ahead.
Is it Barney and
Yeah.
Thomas are the ones that make the most sense because they already had shows.
Right, right, right. They have a media presence already. Can we get a better Ouija board movie? There's so much potential, but the movie sucked.
Hot Wheels can just be like Speed Racer.
Right, right,
Wasn't
right.
there was like a Hot Wheels cartoon on Cartoon Network at some point?
I believe so, yes, and I watched it very faithfully.
But yeah, that's all I have to say about that, Dom. If you don't have anything,
Nope. I don't have anything else. I like Barbie.
okay.